Welcome back to the program. I'm joined by Laine Harber. He is the interim executive director of the Arkansas Arts Center, and Gretchen Hall, Little Rock Convention and Visitors Bureau CEO. Welcome to both of you. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Laine, let's begin with you. The Arkansas Arts Center's capital campaign, a $128 million endeavor, chump change in TV world here, just kidding. That's the fundraising goal. You've got pledges of $118 million, which is phenomenal. What do you attribute to this success?
Well, from the very beginning, we've felt very positive about how exciting a project this is. And we've, under the leadership of some very generous capital campaign co-chairs and Harriet Warren Stevens, we've been in this silent leadership phase of our capital campaign for about 2 years, which is it's not unusual, but a pretty lengthy time. But we were so pleased that we could go public being at $118 million of $128 million, and that is largely due to those efforts, as well as a capital campaign committee that we have led by our board president, Merritt Dyke, and a foundation board member, Terry Irwin.
Yeah, Gretchen, and you've seen some capital campaigns in your day here. There's been a couple of big projects during your tenure. How impressed are you by something of that magnitude and happening? I think 2 years is actually a pretty short period of time to raise that amount of money.
I think 2 years is an aggressive amount of time to raise that money, and we are really excited. This is going to move the needle for tourism and our community in the arts and cultural realm.
I want to get to that. Tell me what's going to be in the Arts Center if this $128 million materializes. What will be different from what we see today?
A lot of our core programming remains the same. It's critical to our mission, but this building enables us to really expand upon that programming and provide it in an environment that is much more friendly to our visitors. It will have improved gallery spaces, galleries with the ideal museum requirements that will attract larger and bigger exhibitions, which we hope will attract more visitors. We'll have an expanded museum school, so we'll be expanding all of our museum school offerings. The theater, completely new. It is still about vintage 1963 right now, so it is getting a 21st century.
Retro's coming back in, though. I mean, don't go too far with the renovations.
You know, there's a lot of sentimental feelings about the current carpeting in there, but it'll have all new. It'll be a state-of-the-art theater, all the new technology. We've got a lot of public spaces, new public spaces that will invite people in to enjoy the Arts Center, whether you're going to the galleries or taking a class or going to the Children's Theater. I think what we're probably equally as excited about is the fact that we are truly becoming an Arts Center in the park. MacArthur Park is our home, and we're proud to be in that park, and there have been a lot of grassroots efforts put into that park over the years to really improve it. Yep. And this architecture, the design, includes a lot of landscaping to really open the park up to invite visitors to enjoy the park and the Arts Center, connect better with MacArthur Military Museum, two great museums in one location that are connected better by landscaping.
That's going to help with a little tourism draw there. I think the Arts Center's had like over 1 million visitors annually through it, 350,000
We've had about over 1 million the last 5 years. We're about 200,000 a year.
But so a little over a third of those are out of town or out of Pulaski County folks there. How will you market this Arts Center?
Yeah, so this is going to give us a whole new thing to market, right, for the arts and cultural community. The Arts Center's been great. It's got a fabulous collection, but it was kind of hidden in this really kind of weird building, and it didn't take in the park, and it didn't have nearly the amenities that today's museums and really cultural attractions have. So the architectural component of this, all the public spaces, and the fact that it's now going to open up into that park and really embrace MacArthur Park and provide all of these new amenities, that's going to be huge, and it's really going to move a needle for us.
Yeah, so you get to combo that with, say, the Robinson Auditorium,
Absolutely.
Everything happening in downtown Little Rock, and I mean, we're seeing new development over in East Village now and some things like that coming on board. When museums undergo renovations like this, Laine, what do they typically see in terms of tourism or visitor increases?
Some recent research has shown that after an expansion project, a 20% increase in the first year is pretty typical, and even 5 years down the road, you're still maintaining a level that was higher than what you were before the renovation. So
I would think for $128 million, we get that kind of bang for the buck right there. Gretchen, last thing for you, just maybe a little bit more bigger picture issue here too. We have seen tourism set records 9 years in a row in terms of consecutive years in a row. we are already off to a bigger and stronger start this year
Yes, we
than
are.
we've seen last year, which was already a record year. What are your expectations for 2019, and could something, I don't want to be negative Nelly here, but could something derail the momentum?
You know, I don't want to be negative either, and 19 is off to a record start. So our first quarter numbers are really good.
Why is that? Do you know why?
You know, a variety of things. So for us, it comes down to nuts and bolts of just number of people coming into town, and we really have a lot of amenities to offer. We've had good weather, so we had kind of a mild winter rolling in. Here we had a couple of additional conventions right off the bat for 2019, so that really helps kickstart us as well. We had the legislative session that brings a lot of business travel into Little Rock as well. So all of those things contributed, but we're really seeing our downtown grow and infill with all of these new neighborhoods, and that's what the other piece to this component. It's really going to be a draw now to fill in from the River Market and Riverfront Park all the way to MacArthur Park.
So 2-year project, do you think, once it gets construction underway?
Construction is about 2 years. We're scheduled for a early 2022 grand opening, and the groundbreaking will be this fall.
All right, Laine, Gretchen, thank you both for being
you.
here. Appreciate it. Best
Thanks,
of luck.
Roby.
Keep us posted. All right.
Thanks.
Thank you.
That's all for today's Talk Business and Politics. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Roby Brock. We'll see you next time.